So guys, we've got documentary. I'm going to get stuck into it if you're happy with that. Just beware, documentary, there were some sport and I think, what else was there? Street. So sport and street subcategories were collapsed. So again, in the main category, you might see a little bit of a mixture. But there's documentary travel, which we will do following the main category. So we're going to see documentary general, in a sense, and then I'll let you know when we're going to flip to documentary travel. There are some captions for me to read out to you on some of the images. Now, if you have a problem with the caption, don't take it up with me. I didn't write it. People enter what they enter. And so I'm just going to read out what was submitted. So I'll read out the rule part here. So for documentary category, images captured for this category must be observed and not posed, fabricated, directly influenced or directed in any way by the photographer. Entries must be single capture images, no HDR, multi-exposure or panoramic images that portray or give context to an actual event or situation. Amongst other scenarios, the subject matter may include daily life, the human condition, or a newsworthy incident, or a story, or identifiable narrative. Photographs should have an impact or provoke a lasting emotional response. Staged, contrived, or manipulated situations that alter the truth are unacceptable. Basic post-production techniques such as colour and brightness adjustments, cropping, dodging and burning, conversion to monochrome are permitted. Entrants cannot move a pixel. Removal of dust spots is permitted. Composites, the removal or addition of any other elements within the images are not permitted. The original image content is to be retained. All post-production work, essentially raw conversion, needs to be completed by the entrant. The original file may be requested if needed, and the option of the captions are optional. Are we all good to go? Okay. Okay, thank you guys. So there is a caption for this one. Shrapnel damage to an apartment block in Saltavica, a northern suburb of Kharkiv, Ukraine, 2023. Right. This image scores 6. And who would like to provide some feedback, please? David, thank you. Thank you, mate. Appreciate your...
I think there was I can see the photographers going, but I think there's probably better opportunities to just come back a little bit on the scene, giving us a little bit more. I mean, are we showing the quietness of nature that's undamaged with the damaged building? I just don't quite, I mean, I want more of the story, and I've been kind of held back in giving more of the story.
Cool. Thank you. Okay, we'll go for next image. This image scores 7, Silver Award. Yes, who really likes it? Yeah. Jazz, you like this image.
Yeah, thanks. I really enjoyed the colours in this image, and just the composition is just so strong. And I just love the fact that it was just like so pink, and the guy just doesn't seem like a pink kind of guy, but there he is. Yeah, I thought this was a really well constructed image.
Good, well done. Thank you. Okay, next image.
As a group, I don't want to get this wrong. It's not my expertise to shoot aerial, but I do really like this.
Thank you. Okay, we have a caption for this image. Thank you. Documentary. What image are we looking at? Okay, Awakening. 6 years and still no justice. This image was taken at the Black Lives Matter rally in Perth 2020. This image scores 6. Any resident documentary folk like to provide commentary? Thanks, Lisa.
This is a really wonderful scene image, and the composition is very unique. I think it works really well. To elevate this image, I just would like to see the gentleman's eyes, whether he's looking down or looking fierce. So perhaps there's a capture before or after, where his eyes are a little bit more visual, so we can really get in and have some feeling.
Cool.
It's really well seen.
Thank you. Excellent. And next image. Okay, this image scores 6. Thank you, Mark.
The gentleman on the left-hand side is clearly hilarious. The way he's dressed, the pose, the expression and everything else. And then the lady on the right-hand side is expressionless with her eyes closed. And I just feel that there was a moment before or a moment after, but not that moment. And I'll be looking back at the frames before and after to see the more of the connection with her eyes closed. It just stops straight away. So it's well seen and captured, but just not that scene that they've captured.
Thank you, Matt. That's great. Okay, next image. So this image scores 5, pretty even across the board. I'm looking for a volunteer comment, please. David, thank you. Sorry. We're all so keen.
I guess I like the guy's really interesting. I think everyone would agree the guy's really interesting and his expression's fantastic. But it just needs a narrative or some reason for his expression and something more interesting happening, with the person entering some other connection or something else in the scene.
Sorry, folks. Thank you, everyone. I'll go to the next image now. This image has a caption. The caption is the art of taking a corner. This image scores a 6. Who's the sporting one amongst you? Jazz, do you want to? Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I thought this was an amazing scene and captured, and the composition is amazing. I just would have liked a little bit more space around the player on the right hand side. I think that could have elevated a little bit more for me. But yeah, I thought it was a great capture.
Thank you, Jazz. Okay, next image. I think I have a caption for this one. Is there a caption?
Yes.
Caption for this image reads, "Destroyed apartments and disrupted lives in Saltivika, in the northern suburb of Kharkiv, in Ukraine, 2023. This image scores a 6. Okay, so comments, anyone? Pardon?
Can I do the review discussion, the challenge?
You want
Challenge.
review? You can review. Now, just be ready. So yes, you can,
Yes.
but you will not be able to change your score, but you encourage the others to, should you wish. Okay.
I would just encourage my fellow judges to have a little bit of a second look at this image. It has a lot going for it. It has actually got the elements of a life left. At a moment's notice, we've got the cups and the dishwashing liquid. Down the bottom right, we've got stuff still hanging on the line and the curtain. I really think just angling in on 3 levels of this life that has been blown apart, there is some really strong storytelling happening here. There's the human element that was missing in the single image that we've seen here. For a documentary image, perhaps, I don't want to talk down to really challenging. I think in black and white it might have been stronger. It's very distracting with its colours, but I just have a look at what this photographer has actually chosen to leave in and not take out.
Cool.
My judges to consider.
Sure. So Lisa, you've given that a strong 8, as opposed to a weak 8. No, it's all 8s. It's a good 8. Okay, so anybody else like to provide? Work our way around the panel if you wish.
Yes, I agree with everything that person said, but I don't know what has the photographer brought to this image, and okay, has he seen this image amongst other devastation, and that's a good thing, sure, but I don't know, there's just not enough happening in this image, and I'd like to have seen extra elements, and the composition's quite tight as well, and once again doesn't give me any room to program the image. Maybe the cropping could have been different. I'd be interested to see what other guys have.
Cool. Thanks, David. Mark?
Yeah, I gave this a strong 7, and I'll probably come up with 8 as well. This is an being crop much a third. It's a tight crop, but it's a third of the building. Just thinking about the devastation that's probably around this building and everywhere, and the photographer has seen this particular portion of it, and I think the dishwashing liquids and things brings that real human element into it as well, of going, you know, if someone's house is being bombed, you can see straight through the second story of the holes, and it didn't hit the third level, so I'll be coming up with this.
Cool. Yeah, anyone else?
I've taken in what Lisa has said, but I'm kind of leaning a bit with David here. For me also, I feel as though the printing doesn't quite match the devastation and the story that's happening in this photo. It almost feels, you know, when I look at the colours and the brightness of it, it looks bright and happy, like it should be a cheerful sort of image. So I'm struggling to reconcile the two. I feel that it could have been printed in a much different way in order to convey the story better.
Chaz?
But I'll come up with it.
Look, I think I might have been a little bit harsh initially. What was keeping me down was that top section. My eyes just kind of kept wanting to go up. I felt like it could have been cropped just even on that line just below the top bit. I felt like it would have really held it in a little bit stronger. But yeah, the more I look at it, the juxtaposition of the bright colours and what was actually going on makes me like it more, because it's just so clearly just, you know, obviously devastation, and they were just people living their lives before. Yeah, I'm definitely just going to come up.
Sure. Lisa? Yes, you do. Can't introduce anything new, but
Was
yeah.
it a 6?
Yes,
Yes,
okay.
so I scored it an 8. I do implore you guys to consider coming up to an 8. If not, definitely consider a 7. I feel this is worth even more than we gave it.
Great, thank you. Okay, so Lisa, you hold yours, and everybody else can go to the rescore. Good job. So, this image now scores 8, a Silver Plus award. Well done, team. Good work. Okay, moving on to the next image. This image scores 7, Silver Award. Amy, up for a review, please. Thank you, Mark. So you've popped your hand up for a review. You have given this image a healthy 9.
Yes, so that is a healthy 9. There's so many kind of elements between this image that I really love. The homeless person sitting down on the floor reading a paper or begging, that's under the Chanel's sign, that's obviously a very expensive store, and the ghostly figures of people just walking past, because I don't see them at all. They're just people passing in the mist while this person's in anguish. You've got the stop sign, the turn right. This guy's changed direction, and obviously he's not in a good spot, but the dark, the moodiness, the grain, the texture, if it was in colour, it wouldn't work. If it wasn't grainy and out of focus and dirty and kind of mucky and gross, it wouldn't work. And the highlight on the newspaper just draws you back into that spot, no matter where you look, you just keep coming back to that homeless person, and just they're seen but not seen, and they're just people are just walking past as if there's no one there, and that really heavy vignette on the left with all that black and all that brightness on the top kind of right, it balances out to be the middle spot, and I reckon that photographer has lined up that brightness of the paper to be the dead middle as well. So I was almost going to attend, but in terms of an image in the documentary style, this photographer has captured this exceptionally well.
Great, thank you.
I'm definitely going to leave my score up. 100% agree with Mark. It's sort of like a apocalyptic sort of image with consumerism and as the street person homeless, I must admit. In the initial look at it, I was looking at some of the other elements and I was trying to kind of work out why the takeaway and the Chanel sign were included and why that was important for the focus, and now it kind of makes more sense to me. I love the printing, I love the fact that it's dirty and unconventional, and yeah, I'm definitely going to mess it up. I had a 7, but I'm going to go home.
Cool.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. I completely missed the homeless person. I really liked the image and I just couldn't work out why, so now I'm with you.
Yeah, I concur with that. I completely missed the homeless person. I'm embarrassed to say.
Poor homeless people.
I could see the white highlight and I was like, why is that there? And yeah, so that makes 100% makes 100% sense. And yeah,
And Erica?
I was so focused on all the black blobs that I also missed the homeless person. There's so much to love about this. I particularly love that it's just broken so many typical photography rules. And my vocabulary isn't quite evolved enough to actually put my feelings into words on this image, but I will.
Oh, I think well said, Erica. Well done. Mark?
Great job. This is why we do this and have
Isn't
a
it?
panel.
Yeah.
People see things that other people don't. But I kind of now feel like I'm kind of gun shy, and I wish I didn't go higher to be a 10. There's nothing about this image that I wouldn't change, and I think the photographers executed it to like perfectly. So let's rescore and reward the photographer for awesome work.
Thank you team. Okay, we're rescoring apart from Mark, so snap. We're all, guess what, we're all 9s. So this is a gold award. Well done team. Good job everybody. Okay, next image, and I think this one has a caption. So, okay. While we were driving home from school one day and my daughter was really upset. When we arrived home, it was pouring with rain and she refused to get out of the car. She just sat forlornly staring silently out the window as the rest of us ran inside. I quietly grabbed my camera, sneaking out to take this image of her. The rain falling down on the windows mimicked her tears, and she was completely oblivious to my being there. I feel like this image perfectly captured her mood at that moment. Scores are in. This image scores 7, silver award. Judge number 4. Erica, you really liked this. It had meaning to you, yes?
Where's the thingy? I do really love this. The caption pretty much said it all, to be honest. It has so much mood and feeling to it, and all the reflections and everything that went with it, including the composition and all the reflections, just told a really great story for me. But if I also can just add, the caption to me almost did this a bit of a disservice, because I was reading more of a story into this image without the caption and wondering why this girl was feeling the way that she was.
job. Thank you. David?
Yeah, I was about to say exactly what you said again. The caption almost spoiled it for me. I actually found a history about it until the caption, so I didn't really
Yep. Good comments. Thank you, folks. Okay, we're going with next image. If I can find my, here we go. This has a caption, I think. Where are we up to? A whole section of a building destroyed by enemy fire, most likely a rocket, in Saltivka, a northern suburb of Kharkiv, Ukraine, in 2023. The remains of a curtain is like a hand reaching from above. This image scores 6. And looking for comments, please. What can be done to lift this to the next level, if there is that option? Thank you, Mark.
It's very bright. There's something so destructive. It's very bright and colourful. The green of the weed, the orange of the laminated floor. It's very cheery. I think someone mentioned that word before as well, and something that's so horrific.
Yes, thank you. Okay, next image is there is a caption. Poster child. I captured this young Noongar dancer peering out from behind a mask on AFL Finals Day. I feel like she should be the poster child for The Voice. This image scores a 5. Lisa, thank you. I was pausing for enthusiasm.
This is a really lovely, well-seen image. I just feel perhaps if there was a moment when she either stepped into the sun or into the shade, I'm just really distracted by the harshness between the light and shade on her body. And I think there might, even if there's a moment where she's poking her eye around the corner of the mask, it would just really add that extra strength. But yeah, really well seen.
Cool. Thank you, folks. Okay, we're going to go to the next image.
Across that image. And then the feathers opening up slightly on the sky.
This image scores 7. Silver Award. Any volunteers for comments? Thank you, Lisa.
Contrast between the old part of the city history and these young modern kids with their Nikes and their mobile phones and things like that. There's not much I can think of that would elevate it. I think you've captured the moment. It's just really well seen.
Cool. Mark? Sorry, you putting your hand up? No? Oh, good. Just cropping. Very good. Sure. Okay. Next image. This one has a caption. The barber shop. I captured this image through the window of a local Perth barber shop, showcasing the daily hustle and bustle. This image scores 7. Silver Award. Thanks, David.
I really enjoyed this image. I love all the faces, it's a good composition. I like sort of almost transparency of the guy's till and it's repeated in the face and all the quirky little headshots with the different hairstyles. It's a really well seen image and a very classic kind of photojournalistic image is sort of expected. It's almost like a comic. Could have been done in the 60s or 50s even, so it's very timeless.
Cool. Thanks, David. And next image. How are we going, folks? This image scores 5. Sorry, I'm just waiting for this. And we're looking for some feedback, please. Thank you, Mark.
With the vertical line being so strong, and then that horizontal line is skewy. If the photographer could change the position to make it all symmetrical, that would be fantastic. And there's just so much colour, which is great, but at the same time, it's so distracting. Again, they're in the scene, but you've missed the moment with the girl on the right hand side. So when it comes to documentary photography, the difference between a frame to left or right can be the difference between really capturing that story or not. And I just feel that the expression of the girl on the left has got that, the expression of the girl on the right has got a smirk, but they're just to get a little bit more of a connection. That's great.
Sure. Thank you very much. Nice comment. Okay. Next image. Image scores 6. Erica, what do you think? Can it be taken to the next level?
Maybe a smidget. I was contemplating whether the person on the right hand side perhaps could be cropped a little. He seems like he doesn't really need to be there. I really love all the steam that's coming up from the food. Just wondering if there's another frame with a more interesting interaction between the customer and the seller. That's about all I've got.
Cool, that's great. Thank you. Thank you very much. For the next image. Do we have a caption? We have a caption as well for this one. Sorry guys. 16. Oh, we're over the page. Okay, Swimming WA season opener for July 2020. Organised? Oh, I'll go and have a break while you guys run this thing yourself. This image scores a 6. Let's see. Oh, she's already got the microphone in her hand. Well done, Lisa. Thank you.
I think you captured the moment really well. I love the bubbles that it has, but I just feel the cropping and the composition lets it down. It's too close or it's too wide. The focus is on the armpit and it's a bit of a crop with the hand up the top. So perhaps if there was either a horizontal crop or just pulling back and including more of the image, it would be stronger. But it's really well timed. You can see this young girl is focused and ready to roll.
So a tighter crop could be a help, perhaps. Yep. Thank you. Okay, we're going for new image. Sorry? I didn't see. That's why I'm ignoring you again. I think this has a caption. Caption is Saltivka is the northern suburb of Kharkiv, Ukraine. When Russia invaded in early 2022, this leafy neighbourhood became the front line of the defence of Kharkiv and was targeted by enemy artillery and rocket fire. In 2023, after the Russian advance failed, the community is slowly recovering while the war goes on. This image scores a 7, a silver award. Any comments on it? Thank you, Mark.
Well, when there's an opportunity to take a caption, you don't need to tell us the whole story. You don't need to be so, this was at this location, at this date, and this time, and this is what happened. Like, the caption can either make or break, and I think this caption kind of broke it instead of made it. It could have been as simplified as, you know, the destruction and the playground and talking about that relationship rather than telling what the story is, because the image tells the story enough. So going back to the image then, that third contrast, like if you split that in half between the destruction and the playground, like you've got the top left is all building, bottom right is all trees and playground. You have that massive contrast between the playfulness and the destruction. I scored it an 8. I would have gone further up if the treatment of the image was looked after a little bit more and the caption wasn't as descriptive.
Thank you. Good commentary. Thank you. It's often that I often see it with captions where the caption describes what we already see, and I think as a judge that's sometimes a little offensive. Like, don't tell us what we can see; we can already see it. So for everybody about caption writing, if you don't write a good caption, don't include it. Thank you. Okay, next image. Does this have a caption? Yep, this has a caption. What number is this one? Number 18. Arise. Angry protesters march against police brutality in Perth after the death of George Floyd. Okay. This image scores a 7. Silver Award. Who would like to comment? I'll give you guys 4 chances. I will pick on you if you don't.
Yeah, look, I thought this was a really strong moment scene. Again, I felt like the caption slowed it down a little bit. I would have just liked to have taken it in myself a little bit. But yeah, loved the lady on the left particularly and the guy in the front. I felt like yeah, it was a really strong message and yeah, in terms of bringing it up more. It's hard to see on the screen, but I felt like it was a little bit heavy in some areas, but yeah,
Oh, sorry. I'm getting pop-ups here, and there we go. Sorry about that.
yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Thank you. Okay, all good. Now, how are you guys going? Anybody need a break? We're good to go. Good champion effort. Next image. I think we have a caption here. Is that right? Yep. Swimming WA Last Chance Swim Meet, March 2020. This image scores 6. Shreen, you're looking intently at it there. You must have something to share.
Yeah, I'm looking at the capture here and really love it. Love the colours. It's really dynamic. It's got a lot of oomph in it, like what the swimmer has. You can feel the movement going through. Great freeze. And great focus as well. It works really, really well.
Cool.
Yeah, good copy. Great.
Thank you. Okay, next image is any captions? Yep. We have a caption for this image. Dripping in the sea fog. Real good. Okay, this image scores a 6. Jazz, do you want to? Yeah, give it a go.
But I did find my eyes just wandering around the image, trying to
I
find
really enjoyed the
somewhere to
uniqueness
rest,
of this
and
image.
couldn't find that. And I think that if the image is going to score very high, at least a narrative and a context and a strong enough subject matter to be able to at least get your eyes resting somewhere to complete the narrative. And I think, yeah, it's all done, colours are great, it's very competently done, but for me to score really high, it needs to have something else in it. And I couldn't find it.
Cool. Thank you. Okay, we have next image.
I think the word here is subtle. And I
The caption.
wrong.
We have a caption for this image. Free. My dad has Parkinson's disease, and swimming was the only thing that kept him moving before COVID forced the world into lockdown. The pool was a place where he felt able-bodied again, free from the constraints of Parkinson's, which has robbed him of his mobility.
This is Leeds really well photographed. And that's what I was wondering whether that was double.
Sorry, I was busy ordering my tea. We have a score. 7, Silver Award. Who has a... Thank you, Mark.
The prop and the way that this is being presented is quite creative in that space. But the caption, again, we're seeing this repeated, like, you could keep it a lot shorter and have a lot more impact. And if it is the Parkinson and he's free in that space, his expression then should probably connect with the caption at the same time. Like, he's cruising, but he doesn't look free. He looks like he's just there. So we need to really work on our captions to make sure that you are enhancing the image and not retracting from it.
Yep. Thank you.
Can I say something?
Yes, you can.
I agree 100% with you, Mark. I think I'm sorry. Captioning is a really big skill set. I think that also maybe a bit more of a treatment in this particular image, if it was about him and his Parkinson's and how free he is, maybe a little bit more depth in the tones as well. I'm looking for some real grunt.
Yep. Grunt is good.
Grunt's a good word.
Yep. Okay. Next image. We have caption. We do have a caption. A mine worker tends to his flock after a long shift. This image scores 7, Silver Award. Oh, Lisa, are you commenting?
I would actually like 2 reviews.
Okay, thank you. So Lisa is registering her review of this image. Thank you, Lisa.
I've actually scored this a 9. I would like to see it come up a little bit. It has an immediate emotional impact. And for a documentary image that is neither directed nor placed, everything is exactly where it needs to be. The profile of a gentleman, we can see his hard hat. In this case, I actually appreciated the comment because I was like, oh, he's wearing a hard hat because he's a mine worker. To me, there's even a pile of sheep poo among the dust, which, while distracting, tells the story of farming.
Sure does.
There is nothing in here that shouldn't be. Compositionally, it flows, it has a warmth, even though it's essentially a photograph of sheep butts in poop. I just find it really appealing. I think the photographer has captured this beautifully, and I'd love to hear from everyone.
Thank you. And we can each have a turn in providing your comment.
I'll move up a little. I enjoy the image for its composition. It's a really lovely composition, and I like the way it's handled as far as printing and everything. I don't think you could do really much more, in my personal opinion. Didn't bring much more to me than that, though. But yeah, I can do some more comments on it.
I've got nothing to add.
Compositionally, I think that this is quite strong. I think that I would have liked to have seen it a bit looser, a bit wider. Let's have a bit more of the skate and have some scale effect in here as well. I scored it a 6. So that was probably quite mean of me, and I probably would think about coming up a bit there. I'm loving the light. I'm loving what we're seeing and the mist factor.
Thank you. Taz?
Yeah, I thought this was a really beautiful image in the tone, and given that we're looking at sheep and a man in a hard hat, I thought that was really interesting, and I think it should be given a higher score than it currently has. I was going to
they are, they're just not the right place. If this isn't the right place,
At
everything
least
isn't
an
the right
8,
place.
if not more. I think
And it's sharp there, it should be sharp, it's got a beautiful feel.
lighter tone.
I think this is
All
way
the
there.
I think
Yeah,
that
no.
should be.
Cool. Thank you, Jazz. Lisa, do you want to wind up?
The contrast between the subject matter and the tone of the feel is magical in itself. A little glisten on the fence to the left. I think it's just that teensy bit more.
Great. We've got our scores coming in. So Lisa shall remain at her 9.
Look at it again. Initially, I thought maybe too much negative space at the bottom right, but then I looked at it and the diagonal of that bird coming in gives us that.
Yeah, there is movement. It is now 8 silver plus. Well done, team. Next image. Thank you. There is a caption for this. Thank you, Yoshi. Fowler on the stretch playing the Firebirds at RAC Arena, May 2022. This image scores a 6. I might have to comment. Mark, can you? Where can we go from here?
Sport is such a fun thing to capture, but I still give this a 5 because this is, apart from the outstretched expression, there are some crazy moments in sport and crazy angles and crazy things that you can create with sporting images, and this crop for this particular shot is a little bit too tight. You're missing the shoe. Great expression of the person reaching out, but apart from that, there's not much else happening within the image to capture it. So to take this to another stage, you need to start looking at some different, more pivotal, different moments that really capture a essence of the game, the story.
Yep, thank you. Good. Next image. And we have a caption. Caption is Western Force playing the Crusaders, May 2022 at HBF Park. This image scores 6. And I'd like a comment, please. Thank you, Shireen. What can be done?
I think I'm going to have to challenge.
You're going to request a review?
Review. I find it really interesting. I think it's really great. I think that what we've got here is an amazing crop, and light. The play of light, that moment in time where the light's hitting the face right in the middle there. You can see the struggle that's going on, and you can see it's all about this central character. It's not anything about anybody else, but there's lots of body parts, which is terrific. So that's what this actual movement in that sport means. It's lots of body parts thrown on top of each other, and that's what the photographer has achieved. So I think that it's worthy of another look.
Thank you. Cool. Oh, yeah, you can pass it down. Archie team working nicely together.
Sorry.
That's right. Here all day. Again, it's just that sporting look. Like there's really pivotal the moments, and it's great that the photographer's seen that light and got that angle from across the field. Like maybe I'm distracted by all the whites and the green dots. Maybe I'm getting white, a little bit more grungier, a little bit more dirtier, a little bit more. Give me a little bit more focus and story, because at the moment my eye goes straight to the S on the red and the S on the left hand side, his right shoulder, and I'm just distracted by that, and I keep going back to it straight away. Maybe black and white and cropped it tighter, but we've just got to present with what we've got, and I gave this one a 4.
The saturation of the gold is very strong. So when you get a beautiful ethereal quality
only thing I've had is I keep thinking we should have the walking, but I also don't understand the rules properly. So what Mark has said.
So get that right and we will jump to the point.
Jazz?
Yeah, look, I definitely felt the same, but I definitely am listening to Shireen because I do think it's going to be incredibly hard to get these moments and to life the man's face and the fact that I do personally go straight to his face, even though I don't agree with some of the things would be something black and white. But yeah, I think it's come up a little bit.
Cool. Thank you, Jazz. So we'll rescore. Just down there is fine. Shireen, you will hold your score. Shireen's holding her score. All good. The image remains at 6. Okay. Right. That is the end of documentary except for documentary travel.